What is the sound of? What is?
Cat the Line Rugby, the New Zealand and England semi-final. Let's look at the starting lineups for these two teams because that provides all the excitement that you need. Starting at the back, it's Beauden Barrett, and on the other side, England have Elliot Daly. No contest there. Beauden Barrett is recently the best player in the world. He was usurped by Johnny Sexton, and if you watch the quarterfinal, you'll be scratching your head over that one. Who looked like the best player in the world on that day? Anthony Watson in the 14, Sivu Reece. Sivu Reece, explosive. He's come out of nowhere. You got to take Sivu Reece. He's starting in the 14 in a combined team. Wow, what a year this guy has had. No Rico Ioane in this team, not that that's his side. On the other side, that's Bridge, that's taken his place. And who's his competition in the England jersey? Johnny May. On the numbers, you got to give it to Johnny May. I just like, he's just the way the guy looks, his facial expression. He is quintessentially English, but he scores tries. He is a vicious winger. He really has that kind of on-field pace, He just looks fearsome, and he's big and strong. Quality in the air. He has been playing good rugby for a while. You got to put Johnny May in ahead of Bridge, but Bridge, he's looking like the real deal as well. In the 13 jersey, is it going to be Jack Goodhue or is it going to be Manu Samoa Tuilangi? And on the numbers, all sorts of numbers. I'm talking about weight. I'm talking about caps. I'm talking about probably points for his team and, of course, his club career. You have to give it to Manu Samoa Tuilangi because he's also one of the most influential rugby players in the world right now. That being said, Jack Goodhue, is there a better outside centre in world rugby than him? And I'm considering Manu Samoa as an inside centre when I'm saying that. And even if you consider Manu Samoa an outside centre, in my heart, I'm giving it to Jack Goodhue there. And imagine a combination with Jack Goodhue and Manu Samoa inside, or Manu Samoa and Sonny-Bill Williams. Wow. The centres that these guys have are crazy. Slade's on the bench for England. Now we're moving to the inside centre. So there's Owen Farrell playing in the 12. You're going to take him or Anton Leonard-Brown? You'd have to say Owen Farrell, okay? Because, he's risen to the ranks of one of the best rugby players in the world, like top 5, really. And it disappoints me to say that because, I've spent a long time hating on the guy. But Owen Farrell, he's playing ridiculous rugby. Anton Leonard-Brown, is he not playing ridiculous rugby as well? Completely different profile of player. He could run Owen Farrell ragged, although Owen Farrell's defense is well documented, shouldery, but generally good. He's an outstanding defensive organizer. So that's going to be a great test. Two different types of players. Jack Goodhue playing at outside centre and Manu Samoa Tuilangi, although they might be more similar in profile. Manu Samoa more power, Jack Goodhue more dynamic running capability and offloads. Manu Samoa really lends himself more to the inside centre position. Anyway, and Anton Leonard-Brown and Owen Farrell, they are different profiles of player. And George Ford playing in the 10 channel, he could see a lot of pressure from New Zealand, whether that comes from runs from Anton Leonard-Brown, Jack Goodhue, or Kieran Reid and the boys, Ardie Savea. They're going to test his defence, they're going to test his mental in a serious way, so there's going to be a lot of pressure on Underhill and the rest of them. Keeping to the task though, at the 10 position, are you taking Richie Mo'unga or George Ford? Hands down, Richie Mo'unga. Are you going to take Aaron Smith or Ben Youngs? Hands down, Aaron Smith. Kieran Reid or Billy Vunipola? That's actually a tough one, but with all respect to Billy Vunipola, I'm taking Kieran Reid because, he is one of the classic players already. He's, bona fide Hall of Famer. Kieran Reid, is there a parallel? The line-out capabilities that he has as well take him a level above. Open field capabilities. His expansive athletic capability to run into the open field, which he doesn't use often, but he does use at times. He's a next level player. All respect to Kieran Reid, one of the greatest number 8s of all time, Kieran Reid. So yes, he'll be looking down the edge. Then you're moving to the flanks. You've got Underhill and Curry, or you're choosing Scott Barrett and Ardie Savea. Ardie Savea for me has to fit into the mix. I'll take Curry as well and leave behind Scott Barrett and Underhill. But Underhill is, he's on the rise. In the lock position, Maru Itoje, Courtney Laws on the other side, Brody Retallick, Sam Whitelock, a clash for the ages. All of these players will be remembered as some of the greats Honestly, they will. And for the combined 15, I will take both Brodie Retallick and Sam Whitelock. Thank you very much. Itoje, he's really playing great rugby, but he's not going to compare to those two. Those two are some of the best. Brodie Retallick, for me, possibly still the best rugby player in the world right now. In the front row for England, it's Kyle Sinclair, Jamie George, and Marco Vunipola. Fearsome, Jamie George has some holes in his game. Certainly not the best hooker in the world. He'll be going up against Cody Taylor on the other side. And Cody Taylor has lifted his game just to such a high level. Same thing that Dane Coles did as soon as he had to step up and be the number one choice of New Zealand hooker after Kevin Mialamu left us, one of the finest to ever play the game. So New Zealand just seem to have the ability to produce the hooker they need just in time, and Cody Taylor's playing great rugby right now. Between him and Jamie George might not be much to choose. So let's give it to Jamie George just to give England a few more numbers in this one. And then Marco Vunipola and Kyle Sinclair. Wow, Kyle Sinclair's playing crazy rugby right now. Choices on the other side. That side being the All Blacks. Number 3, Nipo Laulala. Number 2, Cody Taylor. Number 1, Joe Moody. Now, Joe Moody has been tearing it up at this World Cup and leading up to this thing as well. I mean, people might say things about the scrummaging, this and that. I'm not a master of the dark arts in the front row, so I'm not going to get into the rest of it, but Joe Moody's definitely making it in. So we're going to take Jamie George in the middle, and then in the number 3 jersey, you've got to go Kyle Sinclair. And that means Marco Vunipola is missing out over Joe Moody, which also seems a bit crazy. You know, that front row battle could be where this game is won and lost. If we're being honest with ourselves, that front row battle is going to be crazy and intense. And what's coming from the bench? Sonny-Bill Williams. Superstars are waiting to introduce themselves into this match for the All Blacks. Sam Cane is waiting on the bench. Dane Coles is waiting on the bench. Watch out for this All Blacks bench. As for the English, Joe Marler is coming off the bench for England, and that's another string to their bow in the front row. They might just be looking to tighten this thing up, get some scrum penalties, kick these things into touch and go for the lineouts. Trust in Itoje, Courtney Laws and the boys. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. George Ford, Owen Farrell, knocking it around, not just from up and play, but trying to get Kyle Sinclair, Marco Vunipola, Jamie George moving forward, get Laulala moving backwards, Joe Moody. Could just work, you know. Cody Taylor, is it the best scrummaging front row that's ever been seen from New Zealand? It can't be said. This is going to be a really, really fascinating one. Cannot wait for Saturday morning, 10 o'clock apparently, or 11, I never know. This is going to be a scintillating match Saturday morning. This cannot be missed. It's going to be one of the World Cup classics of all time, and I cannot wait to get stuck in. One last thing about the English bench. I mean, compared to the All Blacks, that could be the stumbling block there. They're going to have to trust in their front row. And Joe Marler coming off the bench, Kyle Sinclair, Vunipola, Jamie George, to get this team moving forward. And of course, the insane power of Itoje and Courtney Laws. Is that going to be enough to get New Zealand on their heels, especially when New Zealand know that's where they're coming for them? Is it going to be enough for Owen Farrell and George Ford to be kicking to the corners when New Zealand know that's what they're going to be trying and they have some of the best counter-attacking rugby in the world, if not the best? Is it going to be enough for England to play this kind of conservative tactical game plan against a New Zealand side which has just proven against Ireland that they can run a team ragged, whether you like it or not? You're not going to be able to control the ball if New Zealand come and they are on their game. These All Blacks will trample anybody that stands in their path. Besides, the Springboks. See you in the final.